this, Commander? The rift is too far gone and the modulator won't work from this distance. That means flying inside. Maybe let's think of this less as a suicide mission and more as an opportunity in disguise. This is what my whole life has been leading to. If anyone's flying into that rift, it's going to be me.
Going out doing what you love. We should all be so lucky.
I wasn't asking. I'm going. It's not as if the fate of the colony hangs on my actions.
I wouldn't trust Azza with a butter knife, let alone a large-scale rift modulator. Just wish that didn't mean you had to go too, Commander. Only makes sense that you leave the schematics with me, Commander. I'll get them to the Earth Directorate. Don't worry. We'll use them and the process rift data to mass-produce modulators that can be operated at a safe distance. Rifts will no longer be a problem. I will. You have my word.
Can you feel it, Commander? The threshold to perfection.
So, in the end, the commanders sacrificed themselves to save the galaxy. No one knew their motives or thoughts in those final moments, though legends grew around this mythical agent of the Earth Directorate all the same. Azza happily joined the commander on his final voyage, an enthusiastic partner in sacrifice. And thus she finally found a peaceful, poetic death within the raging chaos at the center of her turbulent life. Paradise Island's Fairfield remained a burnt-out ruin following its destruction by the Vox station. Auntie's Choice was too preoccupied with galactic expansion to spare resources rebuilding one small company town. Auntie's Choice seized the opportunity to take over running Alexandra Monastery and Matriarch's Mercy, while adapting punch card production to churning out cheap wares. All Order academics were assigned to write advertising copy. The Matriarch statue, meanwhile, was remodeled in Auntie's likeness. The abbot was made VP of Facilities Sanitation, a position he embraced with surprising gusto, and by all rights appears happier than ever. After joining Auntie's Choice out of sheer necessity for survival, Seer Wiley was demoted to a subordinate position below the abbot, a demotion he viewed as a humiliating punishment akin to career purgatory. Having died at the peace talks, Augustine DeVries' treachery was never known to the Earth Directorate. She is forever remembered as the star agent who tragically went missing during her mission. Val continued to serve the Earth Directorate faithfully for many more years than should be possible, giving automechs like her everywhere a reputation as stable and reliable. As a result, more Valerie units were put into service, while fewer human agents were deployed into the field. Despite Niall's affection for Val, he didn't believe automechs like hers should replace their human counterparts. Yet Niles was no longer part of the Earth Directorate, and he had no say in the matter. Following his rejection of the Earth Directorate, Niles became a vigilante, feared for his ruthlessness across Arcadia. Tristan continued to doggedly uphold Protectorate values. With Virgil dead, no one could oppose Tristan for the rank of Supreme Arbiter. Tristan used his new role to punish even the smallest infractions harshly. He eventually became a widely feared figure within his own society. Marisol quietly fumed over her unfinished business with Anaïs Bujold at Point Obviation. She eventually passed away in her sleep, alone and full of regret. With exclusive rights to the modulator schematics needed to ensure safe skip drive travel, Anti's Choice transformed Arcadia into one of the most profitable colonies in the galaxy. But with the old Anti dead, a new figurehead was needed to keep up appearances. Company execs fast-tracked auditions for a new Anti. Some employees thought she looked suspiciously different, but were too overjoyed with the prospect of growing profits to care. Ruth Bassar's death cut short her dream of interfacing with the archive. Although another presiding bishop was chosen from among the surviving laureates to replace her, they lacked her vision. In the face of the corporatist's growing influence, the Order withered and died. In recognition of saving the galaxy with their noble sacrifice, the Earth Directorate Commander was given a posthumous position as VP at Large, complete with a modest office vestibule that sits forever vacant, except when needed by temporary personnel. Adrift without firm leadership, Protectorate subjects struggled with post-war life. A small band of hardliners collaborated to preserve their society in the face of Arcadia's new leadership. Sovereign Varric was eventually discovered in mental refreshment. Anti's Choice management propped him up as a puppet to ease Arcadians' reservations about the corporation, then secured him behind closed doors to live out his days in blissful mindlessness. Despite the recent tumultuous events in Arcadia, it was business as usual for Free Market Station. Sub Rosa continued to supply the colony in the wake of the commander's actions. Unable to die in their sacred rift after it was closed, the Glorious Dawn heeded a new calling, seeking the modulators needed to create new rifts, so that they could die in those instead. Anti's Choice treated closing the rifts like any other strategic initiative, demanding quid pro quo for each rift closure. Such cutthroat capitalism took its toll, and many colonies ended up dying off. All of these events turned on the decisive actions of the Earth Directorate agent and their unique way of navigating Arcadia, its disparate factions, social complexities, ubiquitous product placement, and arsenal of absurdly satisfying weaponry. But through it all, and to this day, Earth has remained inexplicably dark. More Valerie units were put into service, while fewer human agents were deployed into the field. Despite Niall's affection for Val, he didn't believe automechs like hers should replace their human counterparts. Yet Niles was no longer part of the Earth Directorate, and he had no say in the matter. Following his rejection of the Earth Directorate, Niles became a vigilante, feared for his ruthlessness across Arcadia. The commander backed him up on this crusade